Today I wanted to shoot a quick video on the 12-inch radio that's standard in my 2023 Lightning XLT. So this is the smaller of the two screens. I know a lot of people go for the tablet. I didn't really care for the tablet look, and I wanted the XLT because I didn't need some of the other features. So this has worked out great. But the reason I wanted to show you, it has a lot more features than I would have anticipated. Now, my truck has the 9.6 kilowatt Pro Power option. It also has the Max Tow package. So beware of that as I'm showing you the menu. But I have a standard range 23 XLT Lightning. So I wanted to show you some different choices. So first we have the drive modes. So a lot of people run in normal. I like sport. It's a little more sensitive on the throttle, but it also gives you a lot of regen. You have tow haul mode, you have off-road. You can do one pedal drive. I find it to be very aggressive and I don't really care for it. And then the locking diff. So that's thing one. With relation to driver assistance, there's a ton of that stuff on this truck and probably contributes to why the insurance is so inexpensive. The auto hold is you come to a stop, like maybe you're on a gentle hill, you could take your foot off the brake, it'll hold it in place. The lane keep system, pretty self-explanatory. Pre-collision assistance, I do have that on. It'll warn you if you're getting close, if there's a danger in front of you, and then it'll actually put the brakes on for you. Rear view camera delay, I don't run that because when I shift over to drive, I'd like to just be able to get rid of that and see my radio or whatever else I'm doing. Blind spot, the parking sensors, I've got mine on front and rear. Cross traffic alert, pretty self-explanatory. Reverse brake assist, this one's a little tricky. I find that it's a little hypersensitive, but I do like it because the truck is large, and even with all the sensors and 1,400 cameras, it's still good to kind of get an alert and have a second assistance if there's something hiding that you don't see, and it'll put the brakes on for you. I don't do the driver alert. That's are you paying attention or not. I hate that. For me, it impacts my drive too much, and I'm not inattentive. I don't think I drive dangerously. I hope not. I just find it to be too much of a nanny. Access is kind of an interesting one as well. Basically, that just gives you, it's with relation to the charge cord. Unlock, if you have it running and you want to unlock the charge cord, you can either click unlock on your remote or you can just push with a button that would be then illuminated. The charge port light, I leave that on all the time for when I'm charging, because if the port's open, if the door's open, then the light comes on. Very handy at night. Pro Power on board, it just displays if you have anything plugged in and what's running. You can test it. I leave mine turned on. I guess I don't need to, but either way, you can do that there. Just shows you the connections and allows you to activate. Zone lighting. This is one a lot of people don't know about. This is awesome. So my truck, as an XLT, it does have magnificent lighting on the outside. So you have all the lights on the front of the truck. It has lights located in the mirrors. It has lights located at the back end of the running boards, which are incredibly helpful. I never knew I wanted those until I had them. And then it has a light in the back as well. So it's really impressive at night. You can light a huge area and, it burns basically no battery. This truck's incredibly efficient. These lights are LEDs. They require very little energy. So it's a great feature to have at night if you're, tailgating or camping. It really will illuminate a pretty wide area and it costs almost nothing. So in order to use that, turn it on. You can elect to do all zones at once. Or you can go around and say, I just want like the driver's side lit, or I just want the rear end lit, or whatever. It really works great. Probably one of my favorite features that I didn't even know the thing had. With relation to towing, I love this. The connection checklist is great for a first-time towing person. Maybe I should make the video just specifically on this, but it tells you all the steps to make sure that you're safely set up in order to tow. And I think that's fantastic. I mean, at one point, I was a new tower. So, that checklist would be really helpful. You can add a trailer. So, if it's something you haven't towed before, select active trailer. I was going to show you this. So, we had a camper, a Cougar. I had the specs loaded in for that. I used a U-Haul to move my Corvette home. and then you can go to like a default trailer you can set up if you wish to. Managed trailers, again, you can put them in, take them out. You can, the light check for the trailer, which is super handy. I have the notification turned on, so when a trailer's connected, it tells me that's the case. Trailer sway control, I love that. And then any maintenance reminders, so that's really, really handy. Trip Energy just allows you a graphical interface to kind of see how you're doing with the energy, with your energy consumption. Do you drive efficiently? I generally don't. This thing with 452 horsepower and over 500 pounds of torque, I tend to have my foot in it all the time because I'm an overgrown child. But it is nice to just see what you're using. And then you can set up departure times. Oops, I didn't push that. Which is great, Monday through Sunday. If you're somebody, one of the best features, you can be plugged in, have the truck warm itself prior to getting in. If you leave every day at 7 a.m., for instance, you can set the climate control is, whatever. It's temperature appropriate. So summertime it could be cool, wintertime it can be hot. It will do all that for you prior to departure time, and that way you're not burning range having it run, although it's very efficient anyway. So you have that choice. You can swipe over. You have the charge settings. Whoops. Charge settings are right here. Those can be done from the app as well, but basically you can set times when it's going to charge, and you can also set the max charge. Owner's manual built right into the truck. I love that quite a bit. My internet's a little wonky out here, so I don't know if you're going to get a display of that. Oh, here we go. But various things, you can just look right here. You do the search and get answers to simple questions. And then I thought this was pretty cool. I didn't even realize this was in here.
Dislikes or suggestions about the experiences with your vehicle, and then select send.
So that's a pipeline right straight back to Ford to tell them what we think about the vehicle. So I think that's really cool. And one other thing that I'm going to show you, and again, I was mainly on just the features today, but another nice thing here is you have the ability to move these tiles around. So you can choose what different things you're seeing over on this side. There's a bunch of the stuff that we just looked at. You've got the off-road as well, information on the trip. You can see what phone. You can put the navigation over there, or you can move them back and forth, which is awesome. So kudos to Ford. This 12-inch display is really impressive. And for me, you can see I'm listening to Hair Nation today. For me, this radio is plenty big. One thing about the radio in general, the sensitivity is perfect. Like just your fingertip touches it and it activates. It's not hypersensitive. If you wipe your hand past the screen but don't intend to push it, it doesn't actually change the station or any of the other things. So kudos to Ford. I like this display. I would not personally care for the larger tablet. It's one of the reasons I didn't buy Lariat, because I liked the Lariat. I really liked the leather, which I may ultimately put in this truck. But I did not want the ginormous screen. I just didn't like how it looked, and I thought it was a little too much. It's like you buy a television to a room, you kind of size it to the room. They make 80-inch televisions, but not everybody has a room big enough to need one that large. So that's kind of my sense of this. So anyway, that's just a real quick run through. Again, that was just the features portion of the 12-inch radio, but many of these other things were contained within it. One other note, the nav is great. Super easy to use, very intuitive. Don't like the colors. This gray, maybe there's a way to change that. I don't know, but otherwise it's fantastic. So anyway, it's a quick walkthrough on the 12-inch display. I hope that was helpful for you. If you have questions about any specific item that I went over or something else that I didn't cover, by all means, please comment. Please like, please subscribe. Trying to grow the channel. There's been a lot of interest in EV coverage that I've been doing, so I certainly welcome your views, your feedback, and I sure hope you have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again soon.